Unit 6, Law of Succession, Lecture 1, Interstate Succession, Part A. Interstate Succession, Part A. When an individual passes away, the estate can be distributed by means of testamentary succession, where there is a valid will in place, or interstate succession, without a will or an invalid will. It can also take place partly interstate, where not all assets in the will is bequeathed. What are the dangers of passing away interstate? The minor's inheritance will go to a guardian fund, and people inherit from you which you never wish to inherit from you. With interstate succession, meaning there was no will in place when a person passed away, if they only had a spouse and no descendants, then that person's spouse will inherit their total estate. If a person passes away interstate and they had no surviving spouse and only descendants, then each descendant will inherit estate per stirpus, meaning in equal portions. Then which children are allowed to inherit under the Interstate Succession Act? Illegitimate children, adopted children, as well as an unborn child. If we explain this principle by means of an example, an individual passed away, they had no surviving spouse, two biological children, child 1 and child 2, an adopted child and an illegitimate child. If the estate was worth 1 million rand, it will be divided in equal portions among all the children. So each will have an equal share of 250,000. 1 million divided by 4. Continuing with the same principle of no spouse, only descendants, if one of the deceased descendants are predeceased, in this example the adopted child was predeceased, their share will go in equal portion to their descendants. So the adopted child was entitled to 250,000 rand from the estate. They are survived by grandchild 2A and 2B. That 250,000 will be divided equally among grandchild 2A and 2B. What if the deceased had spouse and descendants? So he said regarding descendants, biological children, adopted children and illegitimate children may inherit from the estate. If it's spouse and descendants, the spouse is entitled to a greater of a child share or a minimum of 250,000 rand. Let's have a look at a practical example. Here we have an estate value of 2 million rand. The person that is deceased has a surviving spouse and 4 descendants who are allowed to inherit through the estate. The spouse is entitled to a minimum of a child share or 250,000 rand. A child share is calculated by the number of children plus 1. So it will be 2 million divided by 5 gives you a child share of 400,000 rand, which is greater than a 250, so each will inherit 400,000 rand.